Before this video starts, I didn't put the sound at max volume, and that's why you almost can't hear it. So put up your volume and let's start.
Hello guys, and in today's video, this is gonna be a special one. We are gonna react to wiefies series called Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist. I can tell you about. But at the end of the video, I am gonna tell you about a drink that is actually pretty good. But either you're gonna get to the end of the video, like, that's for you to decide if you don't want to watch the whole video. But I'd say, let's get straight into this.
Roads. Don't turn left. This is the first line in a book that Avery claims he did not write. 2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded a YouTube...
Guys, the channel does actually exist, for anyone that didn't know. I did actually look it up. I can also show you real quick. Avery the Mayo. Oh, and just ignore that what I had on my For You page. Yeah, the 15-hour long video, the 3-minute book I did not write. And this, I've got to actually watch this. But I think that will be a different short video. For now, let's just continue.
Video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he shows us a mine that supposedly he never built. Inside the mine is a chest that Avery did not place, and inside the chest is a book that Avery did not write. Inside the book is a very strange message. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it. It's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world.
What?
At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 Over and over, followed by a sequence of numbers. And that's it. It seems impossible that a whole mine just appears in your world without your knowledge, but Avery explains in the description of the video that the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed, and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world. He only now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So, in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange, and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling. But the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe we can solve it and figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So, is that it? A strange one-off YouTube video and a dead end? Not quite, because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks, and this time there is a code, because taking the first letter of the name of every block and capitalizing it if there is more than one, you get a string. A string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link.
Dang.
When you enter, takes you to a
Wait, how did you know that, bro?
Is where the true mystery
I'd never be able to find that out.
Of a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out, or it's just this book.
Yeah, I was about to say, it could just be this book.
Inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this. Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring, until he stops and sees this.
Oh, by the way, ignore any Discord sounds. I've got Discord open here. Well, originally I was gonna react with another YouTuber. By the way, I will link this. I will link his Discord server in the description. But yeah, this guy that I know. What the But yeah, if anyone wondering, I'm on his Discord server. I am a mod on this. We are actively just speaking, playing. And here's a little spoiler. He is working on a movie that I could just leak. But I won't.
It's hard to make out, but as he walks closer, we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag, because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks
Wait, yeah it does, but just not like this.
Underneath it, but there's nothing else either. And when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it. A tree. Avery approaches the clump of greenery, and there it is. A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is, it isn't normal. Avery backtracks.
Hey, there's a small version of the tree.
Better look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree. And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground, and it's not the only one. As Avery goes deeper and deeper into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs, and even more trees, and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we have only seen...
Wait, why is his name censored?
And I guess he's right. The walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room here. At some point, though, Avery's wish gets granted, and the cave turns into terracotta, tuff, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger. Until finally, Avery reaches the end.
Dang, the angelic music. Oh, dang! Damn! What is this big room? Why that kind of a stair?
Long seconds, just taking
Wow.
everything in. The room is a giant
This like a stair,
green,
like a
with
staircase.
strange, unnaturally
Hey there.
large trees forming a staircase on the back wall. The floor is covered in a massive field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier. Avery
Yeah,
slowly
that's
gets
what I
up
was
the
saying.
cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks around in awe.
Okay, nah, bro's focused on his mission.
As he explores
to get some
Closer
ores.
up, we can see a tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees for a few minutes, seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud, and oak. But the question here is obvious. What is this place? This kind of
Yeah,
terrain obviously doesn't
that is the
generate
most
naturally,
obvious
so
question.
who made it, and how does it just appear in Avery's world? Well, if there's any answer to that question, it's through this tunnel, because finally Avery decides to stop sightseeing and heads down the tunnel at the center of the room. Avery walks through the mud brick tunnel, turning to glance behind him every few steps, but of course, nothing is there. The world is set to single player. At least, it seems that way. Until this happens. Something is wrong. It's almost impossible
Wait,
to
what?
notice, but at the far edge of the
Oh,
tunnel,
Oh yeah, wait. There was a torch here. Hey, but why didn't these ones get destroyed?
first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out. Avery stares for a few seconds and continues walking. Another pair of torches is gone.
Hey, wait. Yeah, you can see that clearer now.
Scared of torches turning off. And then another.
Oh, it's... you can see it more and more.
I already heard you in the...
Okay, no, that is your sign to just log off. I'd be force quitting that. All that for that shit.
I'm not scared of a game.
Oh, what the hell? These are still loud as fuck.
I don't know why I just jumped down. I wasn't scared. But I felt... compelled. I've never felt like that in my life. What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This doesn't just happen on a normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a storage locker. So maybe this is just a world that the old owner of this computer created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed.
Yeah, but how do you get those whispers though? That is not a sound in Minecraft.
Except it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it, we see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay enough, but remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly, it's a pretty small difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Some Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now
Yeah, as I
censored.
already
It wasn't
said.
censored in the previous videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world. Avery says he has to keep moving, even if he doesn't exactly know why, and the only way to go is down. Avery takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down into a junction of tunnels. After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrow.
Wait, yeah, he got trapdoors. He didn't need to mine himself into the wall. He could have just placed one down.
Narrower and narrower, with no end in sight. Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again, we can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to go, just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye can see. And then he hears it.
Oh, that noise again.
Is when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again. Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out. But now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice. The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left. The tunnel continues, getting narrower and narrower and narrower, until finally
Dang, another room.
he finds himself in the oasis.
Hey, wait.
Avery looks around.
What's with that crack? Hey, wait. No. What's with this crack?
Around the room, strangely almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment, he pauses before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the center of the lake. Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure, plugging it even further. If this thing comes through here again, it has to break that, but I need to explore.
Hey, wait, yeah.
What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple. Set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him? Sure, those torches turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? I already heard you in the cave. Well, it took me a second to figure out what exactly he meant, but then I heard this. It's almost
another
impossible
pair
to
of
make out,
steps.
but on a few separate instances, while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and
But wait, why would it be? Why would it be Avery? 'Cause his name tag is censored, while in this video it's not. So why would it be Avery? Plus it's not even the same skin.
Now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused for just a brief moment, you could hear footsteps on the stone behind him, stopping just a fraction of a second too late to be quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single-player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone, anything can just swim through the hole and replace the blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in this hopper, if he then goes far enough away and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns.
Well, if it's smart enough, couldn't it just replace the items?
Is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone, and
Hey.
then whatever.
Hey, wait.
Something loaded the chunk.
He just placed a grass block. This is a second trap.
While he was gone, and then whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now it's time to explore. Avery walks through the trees, avoiding the lake so as to not load the chunk. Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks, there's nothing. Until, just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and
I would have never seen that.
He keeps walking. Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far.
Wait, third?
What?
Where were the other
I've
two?
only seen this one, but it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage, just barely hidden in the corners of the
I would have never noticed that.
screen are two other signs Avery crossed earlier in the recording, though he gave no indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all three signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied, and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right.
But why would you ever do this?
All of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful.
Dang, he just straight up cheated.
Absolutely genius. But with that said, he
Wait.
pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these.
This is not a single player world. In single player, this isn't save and quit to title. Plus there is no player reporting. This would be open to LAN, and this would be like quit and something, or save and something. Cause player reporting is just not there in a single player.
Protagonists by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius. But with that said, he returns to the lake to check on his contraption. And nothing showed up. Items are still flowing out of the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk.
So it's just smart.
This. Nothing came through. Not to mention, the
Then it
blocks are
plugged,
still in the same position
yeah.
Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to
Hey,
find
the
the
grass
intersection
block.
points of the signs. But
Guys,
before he does that, he opens up chat
the
and
grass
says
block.
this. Something is here.
Yeah, boy.
What? How? Why is Avery saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he see? I don't know if it can hear me.
It can,
But
boy.
I'm not taking any chances. The grass block. When Avery left the chunk, he didn't just set one trap for the entity, he set two. Without mentioning anything to us, he placed a grass block next to a block of
Yeah, but guys, I still noticed.
dirt. In Minecraft, grass can't spread if the chunk isn't loaded. The only way that this block is now grass is if something other than Avery loaded this chunk. I'm not scared, but my gut says to keep moving.
This is just another instance to log out.
Maybe I am scared.
I would be too.
The other sign was pointed head on.
I fell to you so many times. I committed so many crimes.
Hey, wait. I don't know if this music is copyrighted. So I'm gonna have to mute the audio and just look at the subtitles. So if wiefies says anything, oh,
Which quickly turns into a maze.
oh my god.
And slowly but
Dead end after dead end, every navigate through it. Well, he better do, cause else he ain't getting out. Avery is clearly smart. Smart enough to set a trap and smart enough to set... To set what? A backup? A backup, boy. But whatever this thing is that's following him, it's smart too. Smart enough to block up the tunnel it entered from. Smart enough to refill the hopper with the items. Items after loading the junk. Smart enough to hide its presence. This world seems to be guiding Avery somewhere, and whispers in this tunnel concerning him to enter the cave, or whatever that word is. The science. Okay, we knew that. But what we don't know, all we do know is that he's not alone. Oh.
another giant room with what looks like a cipher above a door, with 3 levers right in front of it. Avery stares up at it, says he'll need a pen and paper, and blocks up the tunnel where he came from. The footage ends with him staring up at the code, deep in thought. From what I can see, the code atop the doorway looks something like this. It doesn't immediately remind me of anything, and plugging it into a cipher decoder gives me no ideas either. Running each of the candidate ciphers just gives gibberish every single time. Whatever this code is, there's unfortunately no way that I or Avery can solve it. The second half of the footage picks up.
We are gonna leave this for the next part. But until then, you're just gonna have to wait until, like, I don't know. But, like, you've got to wait like 4 or 3 days for me to even publish the second part. Because of editing. And as I said, I'm moving out of this room, so you've got to give me some time. Because it is late for me. But until then, peace out.
Up with